has been a blast so far observing them here at the Nexus Contest. And this is one of the reasons why I want to see what they can do against the Netherlands. UK is basically already through the group, so this one is more or less for the gallery. But I still want to see how well they can do in this context right now. Netherlands are going to fight for glory and fame. Tomb on the first map, the ban against Zeratul, the ban against Tracer. Zeratul, the one hero that didn't really work out for Thai the last time they played, but they also faced off against Sweden, who just, on a skill basis, seem to be a little bit better than the UK players. And my F gets taken away too. Interesting to see that there's not a single tank actually banned out on Tomb. So we have still DIABLO and GARROSH both available. We have Tyrande out there. And Genji is also on the board. So there is a lot that both of the teams can currently bring into the game, which we normally see eliminated in the draft already. So DIABLO, right away taken. Immediately taking DIABLO here. And with the Devil's Due on level 1, of course, he has a really good survivability whenever he moves into lane and gets one of the globes. It's basically another hit point bar if you're fully stacked. But how is the UK reacting to this today? Keep in mind, this is a map where they also played Probius previously. And I'm mentioning this without memeing. It's like their Probius is actually strong. I like it when they play him on, especially I would say, I think their Altars of Doom games were probably among the strongest, but you have to be careful when you pick him because obviously Probius is still very low in HP. So if you jump on him and you ever get really a contact on him, he's gonna die. But Arena played a very, very safe game with him. And that's really key. If you have a Probius player that gets a little bit too greedy, then he's just gonna feed in that entire game. But they play well around him and they coordinate it extremely well. That being said, ooh, Tychus. Alright, very early Tychus here. I mean, against GARROSH, okay, but I didn't really expect that they would go for Tychus. Even if you go into Jimmy, for example, he's great against GARROSH because with the penetrating round, you can oftentimes just control his movement and you can make it very difficult for GARROSH to get close enough to a target to throw it into the team. Thrall for the bot lane. No Tyrande pick. That surprises me probably more than anything else. It could be banned out now by the UK if they are worried about a DIABLO connect with Tyrande. And I mean, Thrall, yeah, there it is. Instead of Tychus, I could have totally seen them pick Tyrande and Thrall in that first rotation. And I'm pretty sure that if they really, really wanted Tychus, and it seems that way, they could have gotten him in the later stage of the draft. It's not really a highly contested pick or anything. Okay, so let's see what the Netherlands are going to ban out here. I mean, right now, you could ban out Li Ming if you've been watching the UK games. That might be a hero that you're concerned about, but no, Hanzo instead. Also not a bad choice. I just wonder what they're going to have Thai on. And the thing is, nobody bans out Malfurion against the UK. I don't really think I've seen... Have I actually seen Billy on anything else than Malfurion? I mean, his Malfurion is sick. But I don't know if the guy can play anything else. It just seems every single time that they have the chance, they grab Malfurion right away at the beginning of the draft. And no one counteracts that. So the Netherlands are not banning it out too. There's the probe. Probius and Blaze for the offlane. And that leaves a hero for Thai to be taken. It could be a Li Ming. Genji is still up too. So there's a lot that they can pull off with this. Netherlands, they still need a healer. Tyrande was eliminated. I mean, if they already go into Odin, are they going to go Dragon Queen as well and drop an Alexstrasza in there? Li Ming, Ana. They take Li Ming away, so Thai won't be able to play it. They get Ana for the nano boost. And what's going to be the last pick here? They don't really have range damage. They have Probius. That's the problem if you're thinking about a Genji. Genji can be amazing, but you still kind of want to have a range damage dealer here. And Probius usually gets good numbers onto the board in terms of damage, but it's not really a hero that in a fight can just like poke from a distance the same way that a mage can, for example. And GREYMANE. Okay, Thai on GREYMANE for our first game here. Ladies and gentlemen, the UK going up against the Netherlands on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Game number 1, the UK up against the Netherlands. And now, in our first game, we have to the left side, Thai on GREYMANE. We're seeing Arena again on his Probius, as usual, going into his Warp Rift build with the Warp Resonance as the level 1 talent. I was thinking about how far we've come that I'm actually looking at a Probius draft and I'm saying like, yeah, that's fine. But nobody has really counter-picked Probius yet. We don't see a Genji on the other side. Not a lot of mobility to get close to the probe and take him out. And whenever teams did that, Arena suffered a lot more on his hero. But as it stands, we're having Brad Bucket on Blaze now, Zupnik on Garrosh, and Billy on Malfurion. To the right side of the map, the Netherlands with Xenobias on Tychus, Pani on Ana, Yuki on Li Ming, Dark Omicron on Thrall, and B-Guy on Diablo. Not to be mixed up with A-Guy. So Probius is definitely going to get a lot of value here. I mean, the problem that you have with Probius is that the hit point pool is very low. So when you have very mobile heroes that can just jump on him, they will just rip him to shreds. That's why it's always surprising to me to not see more Genjis played against him. I mean, Zeratul was banned out, so that's not an option here. But if Li Ming, for example, gets a combo off against Probius at any point in time, then that's pretty much the end right there. Arena is playing a very safe style though, and you have to absolutely appreciate that. Like, he really knows how to play the hero, but I would still say that we've also seen in the games against Sweden that once you go up against an opponent that is a little bit more well versed in how to play against such a hero and how to counteract it, his entire setup becomes much more difficult to execute. So the Warbrift focus is going to allow him to control space quite a bit, and that's going to be very nice when you're trying to get the turn-ins or when you're trying to prevent a turn-in from your opponent. So we're going to keep our eye out for that. And obviously at the beginning of the game, you get a fair amount of wave clear out of it too. And that usually helps you quite easily to dominate that rotation if you have him in the rotation. And with Tai being at the bot lane, it's going to be a one-on-one there. Already going for the Siege Giant camp, by the way, but there's a bit of a brawl happening as we saw B-Guy going straight for Billy. And down to the bottom of the map. Yep, Dark Omicron is getting trouble, gets body blocked, jet propulsion misses, but the body blocks are still there. Well done. Tai takes the camp and is able to also get the kill here. Really well done by the UK again. One of the reasons why Tai was also immediately willing to commit to the Siege Giant camp is because the team definitely communicated this and said early on, listen, keep Blaze close, start rotating him down, because I'm taking the Siege Giant camp and there's a good chance that Thrall is going to sniff that out eventually, and then I need some assistance here to take that down. And that's what they did. So good move from their part. We're now also, of course, seeing in the rotation the value that Garrosh can provide whenever he gets close enough for a quick swap. Billy needs to follow that up with a root. That's basically his job in the setup. He's going to try and go for it. We're looking towards the talents from Tai. Viciousness taken on level 1, so that's the first choice for him here. And then the Insatiable on level 4. So very heavy focus already on the Inner Beast. Not going for any kind of shenanigans, no eyes in the dark, trying to go for the disengage here. We're just very comfortable going straight for that. And continuing to take the camps on the map. GREYMANE, of course, fantastic for that. We talked about it in the past when we saw this GREYMANE and Rhaegar combo coming in from Sweden in particular, how much they dominated the camps on the map and got the mercenaries very quickly. And that's exactly what we're seeing here from Tai now as well. Talking Probius, we have turbocharged on level 4, and this is actually one of the tools that have been used over and over again. First of all, you want to have the additional movement speed so that you can move out of harm's way. We talked about the safety that Arena usually has with this hero, and that's one of the big reasons why that is. If you can move away from your opponent as they're trying to engage onto you, that will allow you to survive a bit longer and really add the value for your team. But as you can tell, we have the lead for the UK now. They're already turned in 15 of their gems. They still have 25. They're also ahead in experience. And they're playing quite nicely around the bot lane too, where they're already attempting to get Dark Omicron, who has to take the safe path over, so he gets zoned out slightly. And that is a potential to go straight for a bit of action against the wall itself. Nice root from Billy. They're slowing down everything, and that means that Dark Omicron is losing quite a fair amount of hit points, and we're already seeing both of those towers really low too. Tai staying a bit too long maybe, but is able to move away regardless. And Probius is of course taking over the duty in the mid and top lane. Great flip, and the kill against Tychus. And as you might have guessed already, Li Ming is having a bit of a tough time to catch all of this. Already losing a bit of experience here in the middle, trying to connect with the orb, but Probius is just pushing the lanes out one after another, turns in now as well, as the rest of the team goes for Diablo here at the bottom of the map. Luki is trying to get a bit of help, but a body block against Diablo, and that is another kill secured by the UK. 3 kills against 0. Probius just doing probe things. Mid lane, top lane, wave clear, wave clear. And let's just face it, there's no one on the other side that has the same amount of wave clear as Probius right now. It's a bit of a concern, to be honest with you, because normally that's what you want here. Great jet propulsion, good follow-up, nice body blocks, a flip and a kill. Thrall is dead again. That's 4 kills against 0. And the UK with a significant lead against the Netherlands. Also, the focus straight into the flame stream from Blaze, feeding the flame and crossfire. The level 7 is pretty much a standard, but level 4 we don't see it all that often on the hero. Probius by now, again with the Rift Shock, so we've been talking about the Warp Rift focus that we're seeing from Probius, should be reflected in the 13 talent as well for the additional slow, but at this point just trying to get the extra damage out. And we're gonna take a look at the damage numbers in a bit. But now also only 5 stacks on Pani's Ana, so still very close to the action, doesn't have the extra range. Engage happening here in the mid lane, but down to the bottom of the map we are still having a fight between Thrall and Blaze, and that fort is suffering, and they're gonna take it. We're gonna take the first fort, and up to the top lane, a very similar picture, because Yuki just doesn't have the wave clear to deal with Probius here. Rest of the team rotates in, Arena already moving away as he sees B-Guy on his Diablo coming in, but this is just a bad spot for the Netherlands to be in general. They lost so much here already. Diablo engages again and gets the wall slam. Arena immediately falling low, and there's the kill. Well done. Tigers falls as a counter kill, but exactly the problem. The low hit point pool off the probe. Abused by Yuki, who goes in, secures the kill, but level 10 abilities on already for the UK. They get the kill against Diablo, and that is 6 kills now against 1. And if you look at the map, it's a disaster. 2 forts down as it stands, and this one up for grabs at any point. Massive advantage in this game early on for the UK. The passive experience that they're going to now get over time is just absolutely bonkers. And having the level 10 allows them to go for another turn in if they really want it. Down to the bottom of the map, we are seeing TI already doing what he does best, goes for the camps and takes names. And down on the lane itself, we have Brad Bucket already pushing this out, getting more gems, more experience. Up to the top, Arena wants the fort, obviously. But yeah, the passive experience alone is now massively going to increase on the side of the United Kingdom, and this is just a bad news for the team in red. Then again, nice play here with the bunker. Well done. Alright, Brad Bucket, not really in trouble. I was afraid for those 20 gems for just a few seconds, but as it happens, he's able to move out of this. So job well done. Ty still dealing with the camps here. Heavy camp control by them. GREYMANE just going from one camp to the next. Now here's the turn in potentially. Only 9 are needed. They have 12, and they're turning them in right now. Ty is going to get it. Level 10 abilities are here for the Netherlands, but that doesn't change anything. That's another Web Weaver wave moving through the map. All 3 forts are down already. We're talking keeps, boys, and we're going to try and see what they're going to get with this. Camp against camp, though, but Diablo is already in trouble. They're trying to go for the taunt here, maybe. Yes, the Earthquake already comes through, slows them down. The engage is there. Blaze is moving in from the side. No jet propulsion from him, though, as GARROSH is low. A lot of cooldowns burned here. Only Tychus is still... Well, he actually is on Odin, so he used this one, too. Only Malfurion with the Twilight Dream, not really committing to it. Top lane, heavily pressured. Li Ming, the only one dealing with it. And again, the wave clear isn't really there for her. They're moving in again with a double stun, triple stun even on the jet propulsion. But this time, Billy's follow-up route is a bit too late, and they can't make it happen immediately. But they're pushing heavily. Mid lane is being attacked. Bottom of the map, of course, we're also going to see another Web Weaver wave coming in with catapults, escorting it to massive damage coming out from the UK. Just look at the stacks on Diablo. He's sitting at 39. He doesn't have anything here. The damage output alone, GREYMANE with 17,000 right now. Nearly 100,000 siege damage already on Probius. Top lane is about to be defended by Li Ming, but down here we already have the wall gone. They're going to put the damage onto the keep itself. Not quite sure if they're going to be able to take it down, but they're definitely in a position where they can hurt it a lot. Thrall still busy at the bot lane. Waves are gone. They go for Diablo, but they have to retreat for the time being. Let's double check that bot top lane real quick. Tower nearly falling. Heavy damage on all lanes. The entire wall has fallen down at the bottom. And Dark Omicron is a little bit isolated here. But Beast back, doesn't move out onto the lane, doesn't fall into the trap. If he would have moved over here to try and push this out, that would have been another dead hero. No problem whatsoever. Good play by the UK, 6 kills against 1. And also, something that we have to highlight again, look at the passive experience here. A 3,000 experience point advantage already, only through the fact that they took down those structures. Of course, the kills add up on it too, even on the minion count. That's where you can actually see that, well, the Netherlands does well soaking those minions, those waves. Mercenaries, another quick indicator. Triple the amount of mercenary experience that we have, just simply because Tai was always rotating down to the bottom of the map to take down those siege giants, and it just continues even more as we see them claim them again. So a pretty big lead here for the UK. 2 levels ahead. A talent advantage, could maybe even make a play for the boss if they really wanted to, and they are actually already starting to move in here with level 13 talents, as already talked about earlier. We're now having also the shield battery taken. Actual slows are going to come into 16. I think I actually called that on 13 earlier, my bad. So going to come in on the next one. But they're already attempting to trap this. Yuki providing the vision with a few of his abilities, but now with a heavy focus onto the top lane, the siege giants down here are going to get more value. So it's a pretty smart rotation from the UK. They take the siege giants bot side, and then before they get deep push, they are making a position happen towards the top and force the Netherlands to try and check out what's happening there. And they actually could have started to go for boss rotation again. One of the main reasons why they didn't do that is that by now the Netherlands have their own level 13 talents. And that, of course, gives us a few great tools for them. And they try to get the turn in. And here's Dark Omicron, 29 secured. But guess what? Diablo is probably going to fall here. Yep, he's down. Earthquake is in. You can't stay there. Thrall has to be careful. He's already getting zoned out. But they're not following it up yet. Because GARROSH is nearly dying. But Li Ming is so low. Barely gets away. If Li Ming falls, that would be a nightmare. 35 gems. Barely gets out of this. Already annoying enough that Diablo lost some of his, but if there's a kill against Li Ming and 35 gems would be lost, that would be a disaster. But of course the boss is open at this point in time, and they're starting to move straight for it. Diablo also finally about to get his stacks completed, so he at least has a chance to get the value. By the way, didn't go into Devil's Due either. He went into Feast on Fear. It's a great talent, and I really like it, but at the same time, on this map specifically, I really feel going into the Devil's Due is just such a fantastic talent for any kind of fight that it's a bit of a mistake to give up on that. There's the 60 now that we've been talking about earlier, the extra slows through the Gravity Well. The boss taken though, and now of course the push here through the top lane with the boss trying to go for the first keep. And the keep in the middle has already taken damage, the keep up here is also running into trouble, and we're gonna see how exactly this is gonna work out for them. I mean, right now, they're not even pushing hard with it. They're going for the keep in the mid lane instead. The Web Weavers are there, but they're not even caring. They're just like surpassing the Web Weavers, go straight for it. A bit of a risky move maybe, but they get it. Move out of harm's way. They still have some gems, so they need to be careful. Top lane is also losing hit points. The Web Weaver for the defense, but the wall has fallen. The keep has lost a couple of hit points too. Great position again for the UK to be in. Kill after kill after kill, playing very well around the advantages that they have, using the map not only from an objective perspective, but also macro regarding camps, especially with the help of GREYMANE, who can raise these camps down very, very easily. And the damage output reflects it too. 24,000 on the side of Li Ming, and for Tai, Li Ming for the Netherlands is actually doing really well. Yuki currently looking at the top numbers in terms of siege damage, and pretty much also starting to lead in the hero damage on top of that. The waves are being taken out. Web Weaver in the mid lane already defeated. The one at the bottom has to deal with Blaze, but here comes the siege up as Tychus commits to the Odin to try and take a few structures here. Another good move by GARROSH though. In comes the kill against Probius. Just not enough hit points on the probe, and a nice engage here with Thrall dropping the Earthquake just as the Lightning Breath comes in. And the Netherlands fighting back, taking the top fort. Blaze still at the bottom of the map. A 2-level lead still persists, but now with another kill, they're getting closer to 16 to maybe finally a fight on even talents again. And they're trying to push their advantage. Without Probius in the picture, they're way more aggressive here. Take down another turret, but since they don't have any vision anymore over Blaze, they were playing it a bit more carefully. The problem for them was really Blaze disappeared bot lane, and they never really knew, okay, is he going to come in from the side? Are we going to run into a Blaze flank? If he's able to get the quick jet propulsion in, we might be in trouble. And now they obviously know that Blaze is at the bottom of the map trying to take the camp here. Camps are still visible, even though the Web Weavers are descending. So they know what's happening, but they are not doing anything about it. And that means it should be an easy defense at the bot lane for Breadbucket, because next to the catapults that are pushing through, they're now also having the siege giants, and that Web Weaver shouldn't do anything. They're even trying to go for Dark Omicron here in the middle. can't quite make it happen, but that is a super easy defense now against the Web Weavers here. Catapults are in, that's the Bruiser camp. It's the top lane that they're probably more so worried about, as the Web Weavers are moving in. Only Arena and Probius is here to defend, but the rest of the team is still looking for the fight. Even sitting at the side here. Yeah, Tide moving through too. The camp in the mid lane is, by the way, pushing that very heavily, so eventually Netherlands will have to move back for it. Siege Giants in the bot lane have taken the Web Weavers down too. And up to the top, Odin sieges up again. A little bit of Odin action, 16 versus 16 talents with this now. And the attempt to go in, but B-Guy also has to be careful since the... Oh my god, the probe is dead again. And here's the problem. Once more, just one combo is all that is needed, but DIABLO dies too, and he might not be the only one. Uki is so low in the back, barely escapes. They're trying to make the play for Thrall, and they get Blaze. Li Ming is just getting value, barely surviving through all of this, but great plays once more, and Li Ming really keeping them currently in this. And for Li Ming, also noteworthy that we don't have dominance. One of the reasons why Yuki has to be so careful when he goes in and really rely on Ana in particular, not only for the nano boost but also for the heals, because Charged Blast allows you to get insane damage out, but when you try to commit to a quick kill, maybe Calamity, you are a lot more exposed as you go in. This has to be dealt with, and they should be able to do that soon. I mean, they're taking a camp right now. But I would assume that we are going to have someone deal with that situation, because it's going to put damage onto the core. Oh, sorry, onto... What? They're moving away from it. You can't let that stand for too long. I mean, DIABLO is here, but he is kind of more so needed than some of the damage dealers. He's going to need a lot longer to deal with all of this, and he's taking severe damage too. The keep itself is also damaged. 20 is nearly on the board for the team in blue for the UK, and that doesn't make the situation any better. Pylon placement always here in those vents, trying to provide a bit of vision too. Can of course use that as well. Bot lane has been pushed out, but catapults are still gonna push in on that keep eventually. And now we have nearly level 20, so the UK plays it a little bit slower. By the way, only 15 stacks so far on the Warp Resonance here. Gets the first quest reward, but doesn't quite get the second, and there's the level 20s. Brad Bucket pauses the game though. I'm not quite sure what's happening here. We're going to find out in a moment. But with level 20 talents, we now have Shoot 'em Up taken. So, a lot more damage from Probius to be expected for sure. Especially since those fights are now centering more and more towards, like they're gravitating more and more towards 5-man team fights. The Titanic might now as well. So, it is scary getting close enough to GARROSH for him to make his plays. We're having also now the opportunity, obviously, for Malfurion to spec even heavier into the Twilight Dream. And that alone allows Billy to do tons of damage. 24 stacks, by the way, on the Vengeful Roots. And if you look at the damage output from him, he's sitting at 25,000. So that is solid damage output. He has more than DIABLO, he has more damage than Thrall. And he is the second highest damage dealer on his team. It's actually pretty insane. I mean, on this map in particular, Billy the last time did just insane damage. And this time it's not quite on the same level, but it's still a force to be reckoned with. With his Vengeful Roots on level 4, he's going full Groot. It's full broccoli that he specs into, and he is really good at getting those stacks in the later stage of the game. Also, just throwing it out there, we are only 17 minutes in. I mean, yes, you can end the game with another team fight, but we have seen crazy games on Tomb of the Spider Queen that last 25 to 30 minutes, and if that ever happens here, I think his damage numbers are going to increase even more heavily. And it's not like he has to be ashamed for his healing numbers either. He doesn't have Tranquility, but he's still looking at nearly 60,000 heals, and I'm not quite sure what B-Guy is doing here. He's committing Sudoku. B-Guy commits Sudoku, walks into the wrong direction, and gets taken out. Now we have the throw forward, Brad Bucket with a slow. They're going for Li Ming. Yuki barely gets away from this one, but they are now a Storm talent behind. The Web Weavers are pushing in, and they have to somehow also defend against the 5-man that is heavily barreling down through the map onto that core. Yep, there we go. The Astral Communion has been taken. Fortified bunker for Blaze, and this is lights out for the Netherlands. It's a Hail Mary defense. They're just trying to desperately hold on to that core, but Web Weavers are now pushing in through 2 lanes where both of the keeps have been taken down. Only the top remains. Another throw, another stun, and there's the kill. Finally, the ult coming through from Malfurion as well, and they just obliterate the entire team. GG and well played as the UK takes game number 1 against the Netherlands. Game number 2, everybody. The UK against the Netherlands. And, well, we are on Alterac Pass here for our second game. And the UK looked pretty strong on Tomb of the Spider Queen. They played really well there. And now I just want to see how Alterac Pass is going to change this up, because Alterac is really not a map that we see all too often. We have seen it twice now, on the other hand, in the Nexus Contest, which personally surprised me a bit. I mean, one of the games was actually played, if I remember correctly, by the Netherlands, who went for a GAZLOWE and Probius draft. I'm pretty sure that was the Netherlands. Like, we had a lot of games, so I might be mixing the teams up here, but I'm pretty sure that was what happened. And at the end of the day, they did extremely well with that. The wave clear alone on the map and them playing the macro game was pretty brutal. So, if you're actually going to see a battle over Probius at any game, then it's going to be here. It's going to be here, and it's going to be right now. Alarak banned out, Tracer as well. I mean, teams obviously doing their research, right, as the group stage is now in their final phase. And there's the GAZLOWE ban for exactly that reason. So, that's not a troll ban. That is a ban because the Netherlands played a game with GAZLOWE and won. And showed that GAZLOWE, with all the minions, bosses, and the way they're playing, can be taken out. These are real bans. They are not kidding around here. For Alterac Pass, and considering what the teams played in the past, they're banning that out because those are strategies that were played by the teams that are super annoying and can actually work, especially in a late game scenario on Alterac Pass. So as crazy as that looks right now, this is real. GAZLOWE banned out and Probius as well, both teams doing their research and taking them off the board. And now we're heading into a GARROSH as the first pick. A little bit more standard than that end, but still, like, kind of crazy to see that. And the Maiev pick immediately. And this brings us exactly to what I said earlier. People are always talking about there's not really a lot of deviation when you're looking at which heroes are being played, but draft alone already matters, and these nuances are fantastic, because GAZLOWE and Probius being banned out shows that both teams did their research, they know what the opponent wants to do on the map, they don't want to go up against it, and they ban the 2-hour target bans. But that means that you have all of a sudden some meta picks that are available that usually don't make it through the ban phase, and Maiev is the prime example for that. Normally she isn't there, you can't pick her. But now Maiev makes it into the draft, and that's just simply because the teams acknowledge that the opponent has some strategies they don't want to face on a certain map. Now, of course, you have to consider Tyrande at this point. You could still ban her out, so we might see Malfurion instead. And we see neither Abathur and Yrel taken. Abathur, of course, really strong on the map, and he's terrifying with GARROSH and with Yrel, and we could still see another one picked up with this. No supports yet. And this is another moment where the Netherlands have a choice. They know how heavily Malfurion is prioritized normally by the UK. So they could ban out Malfurion and pick Tyrande for themselves, or vice versa. But they go up against Tai again. And with Abathur in the mix, a double GREYMANE is terrifying. And Tai played really well with GREYMANE in the last game too. So now you ban out GREYMANE. They might even pick Li Ming for themselves with a setup, because they already banned out Tracer, they banned out GREYMANE now, so that's two heroes that Tai usually plays. So we could see them go into Tyrande or Malfurion and Li Ming at this point, and just try and make sure that Tai does get neither one of these heroes. Then again, keep in mind that Zeratul is still up. And Zeratul with Abathur isn't really anything to sneeze on either. And Tai might have played a very weird build there last time, but he is still terrifying on those heroes. Kel'Thuzad and Oriel, on the other hand, weren't heroes that I expected, but with Maiev, if they can keep Kel'Thuzad safe, that could work. I'm a bit worried, considering, though, that we have Yrel and Abathur. If those two jump in, or if another hero homes in on Kel'Thuzad now in the last rotation, that might become very, very scary here for the Kel'Thuzad player on the side of the Netherlands. So I'm not sure if that was really the pick. Jaina and Malfurion. Alright. More burst damage and Mal for the lockdown. Billy again on this hero. Tai apparently on Jaina this time. Not quite the mobile hero that we are used from him these days, but a lot of that was banned out too. Could have totally seen Li Ming being played by him again. Stitches doesn't have a lot of follow-up, by the way, on a good hook. That's a bit of an issue. Oriel is not going to be able to deliver that. Maiev might be able to just hit that tether perfectly, but outside of her, it's a bit of a problem. And here comes Malthael. Try to get the damage in, get the poke in, try and get a bit of AoE, and then secure the kill with the last rites. We're ready, guys. Alterac passed. Again, it could be a fiesta, but let's see how the UK plays this. They have now the Abathur draft, and on the other side we have KhaldorTV. Let's jump into game number 2 right away. Game number 2. The UK in the lead. Ty on Jaina for the blue team. Brad Bucket on Urel. We have Billion Malfurin, Zupnik on Garrosh, and Arena on Abathur, since the probe was banned out against him. To the right side of the map, though, the Netherlands was again their map choice, and accordingly also a draft that reflects that. Xenobias gets Maiev as she finally makes it through the bans and ends up as a first pick on the side of the red team. We have Pani on Urel, Uki on KhaldorTV. Great sleeping play from him in the last game. Can he follow up, though, with a good KhaldorTV game against this opponent's lineup? B-Guy on Stitches and Dark Omicron on Malthael as we are heading straight into the mid lane. The bird's the word, at least for Xenobias here. Already on his mount. And I am, also hungry for more. Regeneration quest taken now for Stitches. Trying to get that for the movement speed increase. I'm currently wondering if that might already indicate that we could see Gorge here. Could be an option for them. But let's see how they play it. Alterac Pass was chosen by the Netherlands in the past already once. This is why we saw GAZLOWE banned out here. The GAZLOWE and Probius ban making sense in light of the history. Just being something that the UK said, yeah, we're not going to deal with that. That's just not happening. This is a big map. There's a lot that they can do. They proved that already. You can set up at the objective, and we really, really, really don't want to run into it. This... I'm not quite sure if I would be pissed, disappointed, or just angry if I'm Maiev here right now. Oh, God. So, my... Oh, Maiev goes in, hits the tether. Stitches hooks the target gets tethered back to Maiev, and then she dies. That's... I mean, calling that unfortunate is an understatement. And now they get a second kill against KhaldorTV. Ty with the slows gets the kill in. The Roots against Stitches as they're trying to make it a second. Zupnik with the stuns also gets a few more stacks for his level 1, sitting at 6 right now. But unbelievable. What a play here again. Jeez. Top lane, Stitches is pressuring it out. Arena is there. If he's able to hook Abathur, I would just probably lose it. But okay, not quite. Doesn't see it yet. So cannons are being taken on the map now, and that's of course the wave clear of Jaina that comes through with the Blizzard again. It's going to continue later, but for now she still needs a little bit of assistance. The lead in the game belongs to the UK. I mean, they get the experience on the lane, they have the 2 kills, a slight XP lead that leads straight into the earlier level 4 talent, but of course the objective is what we're really looking for. The big thing on Alterac Pass is also that you have those bosses at the top and at the bottom, and once they spawn, it's definitely a bit of a game changer, because there's another focus point for those teams. And especially from the perspective of the Netherlands, the start of the game is a bit annoying, because keep in mind, we're having right now also a situation in which the Abathur team has 2 kills. So normally, in the early game against Abathur, you can actually start pressuring pretty heavily if you have the wave clear. But they're starting to lose more. There comes the Root, the helping hand attempt. Zupnik gets hooked, and Dark Omicron is able to move out, but close call regardless. We also have an adjustment on the side of Urel now with her level 4 talent choice. She went straight into the Hand of Freedom. So you have basically your cleanse, and that's great against the Roots, for like the slows from Stitches, or against Maiev too. So it's a pretty sweet deal here for Urel. She's going to be helping out a lot. Nature's Cure obviously is going to be great for those stuns later on too. But for now we're having another tool from Urel, just really trying to make sure that in these team fights they're going to have a bit of an easier time. With the objective on the map, the question for me is, how is the Netherlands going to play it? Are they going to be aggressive around it? Well, we don't have Abathur with his level 10. There's the tether against Brad Bucket. Him moving out. Oh, the hook! Getting dodged here. The minion also intercepting it. And again, the stacks coming in for Uki. Sitting at 11 stacks already on his base quest, as you can see here on the Master of the Cold Dark. So soon he's gonna get his 15. Only needs 2 more combos, and then we're gonna be there. And then the spell power advantage when he finally completes it, and this is where KhaldorTV usually gets a huge amount of threat potential. Malthael, though, is down, and we have finally the spike here for KhaldorTV. The problem is the rest of the team is in a bit of trouble. Abathur is helping out, and Zupnik is looking for the next target, and he finds it. He goes for Stitches, and that's another kill secure. Double kill against the front line. Stitches down, and so is Malthael. And this is not looking pretty for the Netherlands. I mean, the Abathur composition is just doing insane work. Divine Steed, by the way, on Urel. So very much so a utility build for Urel if you so want. Trying to rotate between those lanes a little bit quicker. It is a big map. That will give you an advantage. Machine gun build outside of the level 1 quest for Tai, who went straight into the Frost charts with Pierce. And now the Ice lands as well. And he's been doing really well with his positioning in particular to get these kills and really help out. And trying to go for another one. Kel'Thuzad, Malthael, both still irking around here. And nearly the objective capture. They're going for it and they take it. They take the objective in a bit. They recapture it. So no objective for the UK just yet. And they might lose. No, they're not losing Garrosh, but they lose Malfurion. The hook is missing here, but that might be a chance for the Netherlands to maybe get the camp. Good dodge by Tai. Abathur helps him out, but unfortunate here between Auriel and Kel'Thuzad, pushing Tai out of the damage. And they're trying to secure the camp for themselves, and they actually are able to pull that off. Question is still, can they get the duration through? We have Malfurion back to business, but he has to walk over first. And here comes Garrosh, trying to make sure that the objective is not taken. And that might be a kill against Stitches again. And yes, it is. Great setup here. Garrosh also saving Urel, moving her back. And now we still have the lead on the objective for the UK, but they are still not able to grab it yet. The experience is in their hands, though. They have the lead, and they're going again for Malthael and Maiev. Especially the backline. Great move from Pani, though. Just bullying Garrosh into the wall, but not able to get the kill. And who's down at the bottom of the map? Yes, indeed. It is Abathur getting the experience for his team and trying to get them the early level 10. And the longer that fight over the objective lasts, the better their chances to get that. And this should result in them claiming the first objective on the map. Tai, on the other hand, pauses the game here real quickly, but if you just look at the situation, we have up here nearly level 10 against level 8 barely. So this should definitely be recaptured very soon by the blue team. Top lane got pushed out by Abathur too, so he's not only body soaking down here, but at the same time he's also soaking with the symbiote up at the top. So a lot of experience in their hands now. The damage output from Tai is at 12,000, and he doesn't quite keep up with Kel'Thuzad, but they're able to get the kills. I mean, 5 kills against 1 is pretty significant at this point in time. Kel'Thuzad is doing a pretty decent job with the base quest. I mean, first of all, he already has the Glacial Spike. So that's the first one after the 15, and he got those early. And we're 6 minutes in, and he's about to complete his base quest and get the 75% spell power. And that is insanely, that's insane damage output from his end. Already he is the top damage dealer in the game, but once that he has that completed too, this is going to skyrocket even more. So it definitely has to be a concern for the UK here, and they need to be a bit careful about it. But you have a Urel that's going to be jumping in later on with an Abathur head, and there will be pressure, and a lot of it on Kel'Thuzad. And I'm not sure if he's going to be able to survive through this. They're trying to force their hand a little bit before the level 10 is there, but again, the heroic abilities are so close. If you don't hit that hook and B-Guy misses it, then you are in trouble. Another stun, damage comes out, and here's the level 10. They have it. Base quest completed for Kel'Thuzad. The ring connects, and that's the kill against Maiev, and they're going to get a second one too. Yeah, they go for Auriel. There's no way for her. She's slowed down already. Can't escape here either. Double kill, 7 in total against 1. Hook doesn't connect, and that's going to be their first objective of the game, and this is a nightmare scenario. Not only does your opponent win the objective, on top of that, they have level 10, and Netherlands are still an entire level behind. Abathur, on the other hand, look at that. Arena at the bot lane, playing it a little bit greedy, getting taken down by Dark Omicron here. That helps a little bit, but let's be honest, it doesn't help enough, because Abathur is only dead for 10 seconds, and by the time that he's back, those Raiders are going to be straight up in the middle of things. So Abathur is probably the best hero to lose here, since he doesn't have the travel time onto lane. Talking about travel time, traveling down to the bottom of the map is the blue team, and that is a quick kill against Khaldor. It gets worse and worse. Level 10 is finally ready. Battle.net again with the hiccups here a little bit, unfortunately for us. But apparently recovering as we have the bot lane brutalized. Top lane has been defended so far, but in the middle of the map the wall falls again as we are having Bread Bucket dropping the next tower. Has to move away from it, but of course he has the Divine Steed, so that's easy peasily done by him. And down to the bottom of the map, the first fort falls. The position on the map is fantastic for the UK. The Netherlands, they have the heroic abilities though, and now all of a sudden they are in a position where they might be able to get a few kills in, especially when we're looking towards Dark Omicron. He has last rights now. And with Last Rites, he has a chance to secure some kills after the additional damage comes through from Khaldor. And if he's able to get that, then we might see them just spam out that cooldown later. But of course, there's a lot that has to happen for that. And the rotations that we're seeing for the UK are consistently happening. But we talked about the bosses previously, and that's where we're having the Netherlands making their play now at the bottom of the map. Now that is of course already more or less sniffed out by Abathar, and with them committing to the top lane, they definitely know what's happening there. It's gonna be a boss for each team. And the question is simply, how much damage can you get through with this? Also, quickly noting it that on level 7, Abathar has decided to not go into Mule. Instead, it's Needle Spine that we're seeing. So more damage for Arena, but misses out on plays with Mule, so he can't heal anything up. Bottom heavily attacked now by the boss, 13 talents for the UK, and they are starting to move back. They want to defend here. They know that their opponent is a little bit faster when it comes to clearing down the structures, especially since their boss was picked earlier. So this is an easy kill here. Abathar, on the other hand, could move to the top, and that's apparently what we're going to see here. Yep, Abathar moving topside and trying to push this a little bit heavier. Another camp escorted into the middle, trying to make sure that this fort is also suffering damage. But Netherlands are pushing in aggressively, and they might be able to get the damage on the keep itself, and that's not a good position for the UK to be in. But they have level 13 as an advantage, and they're trying to use that. How exactly are the Netherlands playing this though? They're starting to rotate back, but already Arena trying to get some damage on his own hin and slowing them down. Stitches resorting to the Putric Bile. And now damage on the keep. A little bit much. It's actually not a bad trade for the Netherlands. They're still losing some of their wall towards the top side, but it's not like their keep is going to take any damage here. 13 talents with a double up again for GARROSH. And now that the next objective is spawning in 14 seconds, we can still expect at least an early lead for the UK, because there will be a little bit more time until we have the 13 talent in the hands of the Netherlands as well. But with them moving on to the lanes, they should get it pretty quickly. And actually they have it just in time, because the UK is not moving in immediately. Hook is on the other hand not connecting here. But still 8 kills against 2, that hasn't changed really. And now the attempt to go for another 4 to get the experience there. Here comes the attack. Keep that Khaldor with the completed base quest in mind. And yes, with that ring already on the ground and the cage being used, Billy is low, barely saved by Arena's Abathar play. Maiev moving in again, maybe too deep. And yes, indeed, the kill against her. And she's not the only one falling. They're trying to go deep for Billy, trying to drop Malfurion. They can't make it happen. And then Malthael and Maiev both fall. Another potential kill. Tai goes in and gets it. The hook connects though. GARROSH is dead already, and that's a quick kill against Jaina. All of a sudden, we are seeing the Netherlands taking kills again and making that basically an even trade here. Abathar still at the top lane. Brackbucket trying to get away. Divine Steed for the win. Allows him to easily move out. And Malfurion is also retreating. And just like that, the game turns around. Well, maybe not quite turning around yet, but we are still seeing that fight where initially 2 heroes died instantly end up in a pretty decent position for the Netherlands. They lost 1 additional hero because Uriel was also taken, Oriel was also taken down, but it was a lot better than it initially looked like. We had a 5 versus 3 going for a couple of seconds, and they were able to make that happen. Problematic is the level 16 talents for their opponent, but they are about to claim this. There's no move just yet. Finally, we see GARROSH starting to rotate in. Uriel, Brackbucket are there. The objective is about to be taken though, and that's a bit of a problem, but they might still be able to get the kills here. There's the channel from the minion, but it's not gonna be enough. Objective goes over to the red team. The kills, on the other hand, could change the outcome of this very quickly. Malthael is down, and so is Stitches. 2 heroes eliminated. Brackbucket immediately mounts up, is trying to go for Oriel. Great route again by Billy. They're trying to get the kill here, but they can't connect it yet. Tai for the flank, but there's not enough damage, and now everybody moving out of harm's way again. It's still a 5 versus 3 in favor of the UK. Damage output, by the way, 16,000 on Abathar. But take a quick look over towards Malfurion. He's sitting at 16k too. So once again, Billy, with the only damage dealer that he plays, Malfurion, is doing fairly well here. 17 against 15. The levels on the map. 30,000 damage, by the way, on the side of Khaldor. He can't really compete with Tai, though. 35k from Jaina. Tai, again, doing very good work here. That guy is just a beast on damage in general. 12 stacks on the level 4 for Malfurion. One of the main damage sources from Malf, obviously. Arena has to slug away because that's something that he can't face. A 5-man commitment towards the fort at the top. Moving out before a hook can hit him. But now with the objective defeated in the mid lane, at the bot lane, the UK finally is in a position where they can start fighting here again. But losing the last one was a bit of a nuisance. They're still moving into the middle of the map, saying, okay, we can get another fort out of this too. So they're taking a small lead in structures on the map again. And I guess it's reflected in the passive experience too, if you just look at it. Passive experience in favor, certainly, of the UK. But now they only have one. Oh, the hook against GARROSH. Indomitable being used. And he gets killed, gets taken out here. And that is the Netherlands going potentially for keep. Great play by them. And Zubnik got a little bit too greedy here. Was trying to get that kill in, but now that's also the first stack, of course, for Malthael, who has the last rights now. The keep is still in play, but there's no way they're not going to take it. Netherlands, they have the 16 talent, and they're using it now. Even talents, hero advantage. Great move. Ty with the ice block against the hook. Ring of Frost. Doesn't hit anything, but keeps Stitches a little bit farther in, and that should be a kill. Red Bucket delivers, and they take him down. Oh, Malfurion with a Twilight Dream. The kill against Maiev, and oh, that might even be another one. They're taking it. It's a 5 versus 4. They don't give a shit. They just go in and drop one after another. Stitch is dead, Maiev down. They go for Oriel and drop her too. They even save the keep in the process, and that is just getting bonkers. Move towards the top, towards the boss, and they're just daring them to try and fight. Redbug is sitting there as like, guys, if you want to fight this, you are welcome to try, and I'm going to rip you a new one. Ty is just sitting in that bush, but guess who's back too? GARROSH is already on the move, and if Urel at any point jumps in there, that might be it. Yeah, there's Ty, and immediately goes in, delivers the damage. Malthael is trying to somehow turn it around, but not able to do that either, and at that point the Netherlands realize, okay, this isn't happening. This isn't happening. Can't anything about that. Again, the heals, the shield from Abathon, also Malfurion, and now we're looking at a 3-level lead, nearly 16 kills against 5. Fantastic game here, once again by the UK. A couple of greedy moments though too. In all fairness, we have to point that out as well. They had a couple of moments where they underestimated certain rotations. At the beginning of the game, when the boss exchange happened at the bottom top boss, they went back too late, so they took damage on the keep, and then the top position, they could of course saved GARROSH there a little bit longer too. Another taunt as they're moving in, and the last rights kill against GARROSH as the Netherlands are fighting back before level 20. The objective is up on the map, and GARROSH getting bodied once more means that for another minute he's not here, and that could be another objective. But that boss is still pushing. This is something where I feel the UK just didn't expect them to go for the objective, because they said, guys, they need to deal with the boss. So instead they were forced into a fight that they didn't want to take. They have their storm talents now, but they can't do anything with it. And as long as the UK or the Netherlands are just simply willing to sacrifice the top keep, that will still be an objective in their favor. And that keep is very likely to fall. Or not. It's gonna be close, to be honest with you. But, oh, no way! The keep is still there, but this should eventually drop it. No, not even that. Damn! Netherlands were willing to sacrifice it to force the fight and win the objective, and then they don't even lose the keep itself. That is a bit bananas, to be honest. And now they have the objective again, and that is especially scary for the top lane, because it could deliver the first keep of the game into the hands of the Netherlands. But Storm Talents aren't ready for them. Storm Talents aren't there, and we see the Cold Snap actually for Ty. Interesting. Cold Snap for him. See that a bit more often these days. Get the center value. Malfurion again with the upgraded Twilight Dream with the Astral Communion. And here's the defense against the first one. I mean, this one is easy peasy. This one isn't an issue. But there's a 5-man commitment at the bottom of the map, and if they rotate to deal with it, then this one top side should eventually be able to deliver the keep. So rotation is underway. They're trying to go for the fight. Oh, and they can flank this, can't they? Oh, that is potentially a horrible fight for the red team. That is going to be scary as hell. There's the flip, there's the taunt, and where is Stitches? Yeah, exactly, he's dead. Dead again. They're trying to go in, but this is going to be a bloodbath. The Astral Communion being used, everybody silenced. The Netherlands are going to get destroyed in this one. Maiev is down, Stitches is already dead, Bradbuck is jumping around like a bunny on speed, and he's going to drop easily Kel'Thuzad. Dark Omicron is the only one who rides away. He's escaping. The boss, the core, is being attacked though, but obviously is going to heal if they just defend. But at that point, they're not even realizing it. They need to be a little bit quicker about it. Yeah, that bad boy can take quite a punch, but there's already 2 moving in. You just lost 2 keeps. You need to deal with that quickly. Oh, 8,000 hit points left. Yeah, that cavalry did work. But again, it is obviously going to recover. You can already see that. And now, that's the question, how exactly are they going to play around this? If you look still at the position on the map, despite the fact that the Netherlands currently just got completely destroyed in this fight, what's the end result? Keep at the top lane is destroyed. Keep at the bottom of the map, dead too. Both of them destroyed. And level 20 soon in the hands of the Netherlands. Yeah, they might have just YOLO'd it, but as long as they get both of those keeps, it's fine. So they are in a really good spot considering. I mean, you look at the kill count, it's 20 kills against 6. And then you look at the map. And now tell me who's in the lead here. Netherlands are actually ahead in the game. Yes, they might not have been able to get a lot of kills, but they got the kills when it mattered. They killed GARROSH twice when it mattered. Once when the boss pushed through the top lane, another time when they went for the objective. And they didn't even lose their top keep. Even if the top keep would have fallen on their end, they would be behind now. This is getting a little bit nuts here, to be honest with you. And now we have the Shadow Orb for Maiev. We have Shambling Hero as well. And that's going to make it so much harder to drop Stitches. Dropping Stitches now is going to be a challenge. The boss, 20 minutes in on the other hand, is going to do damage. And they're going to try and use that now to at least get a keep at the bot lane. They need kills again. And there they come. Double Jaina. Once again, the Ring of Frost, the Cold Snap as well. They go for it. They try to get Malthael. But look at Maiev and the damage output. Xenobias still falls. He can't get the last hit with a kill. Here comes the last rights drop against Garrosh. But Malthael has fallen in the process too. It's a 4 versus 3. If you include Abathar and now Auriel falls. They're trying to end the game right here, right now, with only Kel'Thuzad and Stitches defending. But they have to jump back already. The hook misses, and they can't go for the core. They leave it be for now. They could start and rotate towards the top, though, and at least try to get the last few hit points off the keep and destroy the second one. Already, a quick hit here. Nice damage by Tai. His damage output in this game, 68,000, is a bit bananas. Oh, the hook into the wall! Oh, my God. Good play from Stitches, really anticipating that already. Obviously, he knows what they want to do. He hooks the position, but then it gets stopped by the wall. Unfortunate for them. Could have been a kill, and now they go for boss. They want to end this game, of course, as well. But this is something that the Netherlands are aware of. Yep, they already have Yuki there. Here's Biga in the Stitches. They know what's coming. They know what's coming, but can they land the one hook that they need here? And I don't think they will. But they're going to try. And they have to, obviously. They're going in already. Here comes the push. The boss is leeching. Yep. Boss is leashed again. And they're fighting. Garrosh is on the way, but he's not the only one. Maiev is already here. Oh, big fight. Big ring. Big ring. And the insta-kill against Kel'Thuzad. Get wrecked, kid. Down he goes. And this is the end of Malthael. He came, he saw, and he died. B-Guy is on the run. Maiev trying to tether them away. They're trying to go for Auriel again. With a hook against Malfurion. And you just don't simply hook Billy. No, 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 no. If you hook Billy, he's gonna kill you. Billy takes him down. Kills Stitches. Goes for the next killer as well. Xenobias with the Vault of the Wardens trying to move away on his Maiev. But everybody is getting destroyed here. This is gonna be game. 5-man team wipe. As the UK gets 28 kills against 7. Malfurion with 40,000 damage. Nearly on the same damage numbers as Kel'Thuzad, by the way. And they are going in to deliver the second game. Fantastic series once again. Nice back and forth. The Netherlands definitely showing fight. And a lot of heart in game number 2. But the UK just a little bit too strong. Abathar starting to slap away. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is the Netherlands moving out of, is the UK moving out of the group as a second seed behind Sweden. GG and well played.